All right, so Stars on Mars, episode 10. All right, so it starts off with this funny attempt by Marchand to get into the hab. Now, it was never explained why he was walking in from the outside. Maybe he just, needed to go for a run or something. I don't know. Nobody knows. They just show him trying to get in and the AI claiming that there's a malfunction, which I find, considering that there was nothing more to do with it where anyone was seen fixing it or was discussed this needs to get fixed. I'm going to say the AI was just playing with Marchand, because the AI likes to play with the inhabitants. So, okay. So he comes in and they're just hanging out and talking and about the game, about who's going to be the new base commander, because Portia was hanging on to it till she couldn't anymore. And so then we see a rehashing, and I say that because it was obviously a different scene of Kat telling Paul that she's going to nominate him for base commander and that she would be his mission specialist. Well, later we see Paul. Well, first off, okay, emergency, it's time to pick a new base commander. And then Paul says, well, I'm the only one who hasn't been base commander, so I want to do it. And Portia even asked, wait, has anyone else been base commander? It's like, Paul just told you that he's the only one who hasn't been. So, yeah, he's the only one. So, Ariel wanted to become base commander basically because she felt that her strength is not the field, which, true, it's not. I mean, she's been able to do some stuff. She did great when she was mostly in the field, but lately, not so much. Maybe if she was in the field more, than the fact that she was always trying to not be in the field. But, this is Mars. You can't just assume that you can skate by as just being a mission specialist or a base commander. So, what ended up happening was good for a multitude of reasons. But anyway, so Kat seconded it, that Paul should be base commander, and then it was like, okay, let's take it to a vote, and it was 3-2. Wait, yeah, 3-2, and I'm assuming that the two who voted for Ariel were Tinashe and Adam, and that Marchand, Kat, and Portia all voted for Paul. Which, actually, I'm surprised that Portia would vote for Paul instead of Ariel, because at least Ariel's under the impression she's part of that alliance, but maybe she's just a free agent and that nobody was claiming her. But because Portia seemed rather annoyed with her in the last mission because she was just panicking. And I get why Ariel didn't see herself as sounding panicked, because I know that this was the exact opposite. I thought I sounded panicked once, and I was told, no, you were calm. So it could be the same thing. Ariel probably didn't hear that she was panicked. So it never occurred to her that that's how others saw her. But anyway, so Ariel was hoping for. I'm actually surprised though that, she was fine with it, but I'm actually surprised that she didn't um campaign for mission specialist. She even said that, well, first off, she said that Paul has no experience. Well, duh. This would be his first time being base commander. That's sort of like those job listings that, this is an entry level position, but you need experience. Wait, what? It makes zero sense. So it's like, yeah, Paul doesn't have the experience because he's never done it before. But he felt that, now was his time. And I'm pretty sure Portia was like, oh, well, he's never had the chance, so, give him the chance. Because like Ariel, she's about fairness. Even though she has a strategy which they never showed Ariel as having, that actually even Tinashe for that matter. But anyway. So then it comes time to assign tasks. So the main task that we see is everybody else is for the first task that's assigned to go outside is to measure for a dog enclosure for the rad dog. And so he gave that task to Tinashe and Ariel. Now, he says it's because it's easy, but I think it was more like they're both dog people. So, send the dog people to do something dog related, I guess. But anyway, so Adam and Kat were in the plant area, counting what plants they have. And Kat, of course, knew what all the plants were, which shouldn't surprise anyone, really. So, so they're doing that, and Portia and Marshawn are taking stock of what food they have in the kitchen. And Portia is writing it down, and Marshawn is counting, and she's making fun of the fact that he's using his fingers and toes to count. I'm not going to make fun of him for that, because you hear so many stories of football players, especially those who are black, who they just skate through the education system without actually getting an education. So it's entirely possible that he does need to use his fingers and toes. It's perfectly fine. I know people who, are much smarter than probably Marshawn is. And I'm saying probably because I don't know how smart he is. He seems pretty smart. I mean, he's very easygoing, he doesn't talk a lot, so he gives the impression he's not smart. But, sometimes it's just easier to use your fingers and toes, especially if you're tired or, there's reasons to do it. So, I'm not going to make fun of him for using his fingers to count. I mean, if that's what he has to do, he's counting. So I'm not gonna make fun of that, even though Portia was. And So they're like, oh my God, we're going to die because we don't have a lot of food in here. And Adam's like, oh yeah, there's plenty of food in the hab. Or was it Paul? One of them said that there's plenty of food in the greenhouse. So they go in there. It's like, we're gonna live. Portia is so funny. And it's interesting that for her confessional, she wears her wig, but for the day to day, she just has done away with it. Very interesting. I mean, it's not like the people who see her in the confessional won't see her in the day to day, but whatever. I don't know when they filmed the confessional. So maybe there was a time lapse or something. But anyway, so then it came time to, and Tinashe and Ariel did their job, and then it came time for the emergency. The emergency is you see the rad dog walking around the Mars surface as the other ones did. Only this time it seemed to have gone past where it was supposed to and fell in a hole. So their mission is to retrieve the dog. So Paul gets Kat as his mission specialist, even though he asked Marchand at first. And then Portia comes in. Marchand tries to convince Portia to do it. And she's like, oh, no. I want to wait till later because, I want to save it for when I really need it. Okay, well, based on what's happening next week, you missed your chance. So, then Kat comes in and Marchand's like, well, I guess you have to pick Kat. And I'm just like screaming that I wish Ariel had been there because she hasn't said anything. They haven't said anything bad about each other. So I don't think her relationship to Paul is the same as it was with Lance, which is not good. So I'm surprised that Ariel didn't lobby for being mission specialist because then she'd still be inside. But I guess she didn't feel comfortable with Paul. I don't know. Because she was saying how, she doesn't feel comfortable with the idea of Paul doing this because he's never done it before. Fine, then be a freaking mission specialist and then you don't have to worry about it. So he picks Kat, and Kat admitted I lobbied for it. So she admitted it, which I appreciate. She admitted that, this wasn't just Paul doing it out of any insistence that she was the best person for the job. She lobbied for it. She admitted that. So everybody goes out and Marchand is driving the Rover, and I really wish Lance were there because the last time Lance and Marchand were literally fighting over who got to drive the Rover. So, oh well. But so they're driving and Paul apparently is not good at, I don't know if it was just multitasking, paying attention to where they are on the map, or giving them directions and watching them drive, and then, oh, you missed your, I don't know what the disconnect was, but he had a hard time giving directions. Everybody pointed that out. And so he I really thought at that point, oh no, they're not going to finish the mission and he's going to be up for elimination again. But that did not happen. They managed to get through by the skin of their teeth again. So Tinashe and Marshawn were assigned to throw the flare in, so they knew where the puppy was. And it was up to Adam, Portia, and Ariel to get to the puppy and secure him so he can get back to the hab with them. So Marshawn's job was to lower Tinashe. Considering how hard it was, I'm really surprised it was Portia and Marshawn that was in the bottom three. But anyway. So, he lowered Tinashe, and she threw in the flare. Paul told them they have to haul ass. So, they're all running, and Adam, instead of running with Ariel and Portia to make sure that they're okay, he just went on ahead, which, of course you're going to do that because, you have to find the dog. You have to find the flare and the dog. So Adam, unfortunately, met his nemesis, darkness. And he claims it was because of the suit. And it's possible that it's hard to see in that helmet. So I'm not going to make fun of him. I'm not going to judge him for it because I have no idea what it looks like in the suit. So he's running. Portia catches up with him eventually, and Ariel is straggling, but she's also the shortest of the three. She's got the shortest of legs, so of course she's not going to be able to run as fast. And if she has the same problem that Adam has with seeing, then it's going to be even harder. So Portia's the one who finds the red flare and finds the dog because Adam went to a dead end. Which, if you can't see the flare, of course, you're going to do that anyway. So while this is happening, Ariel falls down. And so Portia and Adam secure the dog, like I said last second. They succeed in the mission, which I did not realize that the mission was just to secure the dog. I thought that they had to get back to the rover, possibly back to the hab, but no. They just had to secure the dog. So they did manage. And Ariel's like, I just fell down, I'm fine. So they all get out, do the rover. Now Marshawn is doing donuts at this point with Tinashe in the rover with him. They're doing donuts and he's beeping the horn, and Paul's like, is Marshawn beeping the horn? Yeah, and it's hurting my ear. So that's probably why Marshawn ended up in the bottom three. Because he annoyed them. So so then they all get back, and so then it's who's going to be in the bottom three. And I'm surprised that the first one they called in was Tinashe. Because yes, she is the one who threw the flare, but Marshawn was holding her up, so I was surprised that Tinashe was the first one in. Adam got called next, I assume because he hauled ass like he was asked to, because I would not have expected him not to be the fastest of the three. Because, he mentioned how, remember how I said I'm not competitive? The man was an Olympic level figure skater. Do not believe him for a moment that he's not competitive. I mean, come on. You do not make it to the Olympics and not be competitive. It's just not possible. So Adam was called in next, and so the bottom three were Marshawn, Portia, and Ariel. Portia is slightly miffed because she's the one who found the flare. She's the one who found the dog. But Adam got called in first because he hustled. And again, it's not Portia's fault that Adam is a faster runner than her. And so Paul is talking to, everybody. It's like, okay, Marshawn, we'll start with you. Why are you mission critical? And, what else was there to say except that he did what he was asked to do, which he did. And that was it. And Paul's like, he didn't say a lot, or Kat asked, he didn't say a lot. And it's like, yeah, Marshawn doesn't say a lot. But what else can you say? I did what I was asked. What else is he supposed to say? Like I said, I'm pretty sure he got put into the bottom three because he annoyed them with the donuts and the more the beeping the horn than the donuts. And then it was up to Portia, and that's when she mentioned that I found the red flare, I found the dog, and then it came to Ariel, and she's like saying goodbye. She's like, I was not mission critical today. I fell. And they even mentioned that she fell. So, so Ariel's like, yeah, I'm just gonna leave. And based on what we've seen for next week's episode, it's probably for the best since, she even said that her strength is base commander. She's a leader. So she's not good at this doing mission stuff. So she did say goodbye, and to her credit, I appreciated that, I respected that she admitted that she was not mission critical, that she understood, that she had enough awareness to understand where things stood. It still came as a shock that she would give up. I thought that she would at least make Paul, be the one, but because Paul is buddies with Marshawn, and I have no idea how to describe his relationship with Portia. So maybe Ariel thought that it's possible Paul wouldn't have sent her home, and so she did it herself. But so she leaves, and then Portia tells Paul, how could you not have known that I told you I was the one who found the flare, I was the one who found the dog? And there's no way he couldn't have known that. He could hear them on the comms. He must have known what was going on. Either he or Kat. He must have known. So I think he's just needling Portia because she asked, well, if Ariel didn't leave, who would you have sent home? Oh, you would be gone. I fully believe that he was joking. I mean, he's just needling Portia. Only she's handling it so much better than when Ariel was needled by Lance. But anyway. But I do believe Portia is in a lot of trouble. Because luckily, Kat isn't that great with missions either. So when she's outside in her spacesuit. When she's inside doing stuff, she's fine usually, but as long as it doesn't involve a screwdriver. So Kat could be in trouble next week. Portia. So Tinashe is just kicking ass. And then we have the athletes. So unless, that's something else that Paul can't do, it's going to be the girls. So anyway, next week we see that they have to rescue someone. They're on a rescue mission. And all you hear at the very end is, oh my God, I can't believe it. So I really wonder, since we're getting to the end, there's 6 people left. So I wonder if they're going to, send a 90-year-old man to Australia. I really wonder that. I hope not, because he's a 90-year-old man. But it's entirely possible that from now on, Shatner is going to be in the Hab with them. So I'm predicting that, but I'm not very certain of it. That would be cool though, if Shatner, if these guys got to actually meet Shatner. Of course, people like Ronda Rousey and Chris would probably be bummed that they didn't get a chance to meet him, but I read that that Chris Platz's or Place or whatever, I can't even remember his name anymore. His father is a big Shatner fan, so yeah, if it turns out that they get to meet him, he'll be bummed. So, let's see. So yeah, it's gonna be interesting. There's gonna be no more base commander and no more mission specialist. So that is why I'm thinking it's gonna be Shatner. Because instead of him giving them their marching orders via tape, because there's no way that was live, via tape, and then them just having to, that the base commander mission specialist give them the play-by-play, give them the details, that if all of them are going out in the field, that they would need to have somebody back in the Hab giving them the specifics of what to do. So that's why I'm thinking it's going to be Shatner. I mean, I guess it could be somebody completely out of left field. I don't know who does the voice of the AI. So if that's an actual actor, maybe they would send them. I don't know. But anyway, I believe I'm done rambling. And I will see you guys in the next video.